your own stunts? And did you any
Uh,
tips?
Well, no, I had a stunt double do some of the scenes for me that were kind of like really like big and actiony. But I did a lot of training, like working out and going to training every day. They put me on the harness that had me doing flips and stuff. So they wanted to see if like I would be good to be able to do like most of the stunts, or would they have to do would they have to put my stunt double in for like all of them? But luckily I did good, so they had me in for some of the stunts that I did and stuff. But it was just a crazy experience. Definitely getting ready to like do something like that, like going jumping off the ropes to running on ropes and stuff. So like it's a really big deal mentally as well.
Great, thank you. Next question is Kathy and Preston from Bel Air Mommy.
Hi, you guys. Thank you so much for taking time and doing this. And Tichina, I'm so excited to see you again because last time I saw you, I interviewed you for The Neighborhood.
Yes, in that little
you had brought
crowded room.
Yes. And he was there as well. So I'm so glad to see you guys here. We saw the movie last night and absolutely loved it. From a mother and a grandmother's point of view, what is it that you would like your audience goers to learn or to take away from the movie?
Well, I want people to take away from the movie just good old-fashioned entertainment. Finally, there is a movie, there's a piece of work that everybody in the family, from grandpa on down to the babies, they could sit down and watch and enjoy the main event. You have a little bit of fantasy, you have messages in it, it's teaching the kids a great message. Seth did an amazing job, and you know, he's modest. Seth put a lot of work into this movie. I watched him rehearse, I watched him practice, I watched him practice his lines. He had to do stunts. So this movie took a lot of work to make, but it was so refreshing to do because here we are, you know, actors with these big wrestling guys, and everybody's just having a lot of fun. So I'm happy to be a part of a movie that everybody can enjoy. I think it's very important. I have a daughter who's now 16 going on 55. So I think it's great. I like doing films that and doing projects that she can watch and enjoy with me as well.
I love it. Seth, what can I ask one more question? Seth, tell me, how did you like scene?
What'd you say?
Did you like filming the wrestling scenes?
Oh yes, they were so much fun. Like jumping off of ropes and being put on this harness, doing backflips. I mean, everybody's like what? Like they're all like 6 feet tall, like taller than me. So I'm looking up fighting these like big wrestling guys. It was so much fun though.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay, next we have Tim and Jack, the Geek Daddy.
Hi.
Hey, Geek Daddy, what's up?
Hey there. So, Jack, you're going to ask a question?
Was like the mask in the movie like based off a real wrestler's mask or something? Like
no, it was that was the mask that they made on set.
Okay. We got a question from Miss Arnold there too.
Yeah. Go for it.
In that big final wrestling scene, how did you feel like getting in the ring there?
I loved getting in the ring, and at the moment, I loved doing the physical stuff, but ask me how I felt when I went back to my hotel room.
There you go.
That was a different kind of feeling, but it was really, it was very electric. You know, Seth and I, at the end, when we had that big scene, it was electrifying because here you had, you know, wrestlers that really make a living for doing this physical stuff. And here we are in the ring with these guys, their profession, and we get to be a part of it and kind of live it out. And it's a little nostalgic for me because when I was your ages, everybody here watching, when I was your age, I used to wake up on Saturday mornings and I used to watch wrestling, I watched Kung Fu, and I watched Soul Train. So it was a lot of fun.
Well, we got a big laugh out of your booty move there.
So, look, my booty is still hurting from it, but it's okay.
All right.
Thanks, guys. Next, we have Susie and Kaden from Happy Mess Moments.
Hi guys.
Hi.
The movie brought for me it brought back so many memories watching WWF.
Yes. Back in the day. That's right.
This is Kaden, and
my name's Kaden, and who is your favorite wrestler in the movie?
Well, Kofi was my favorite. As you may know from watching the movie.
My favorite wrestler in the movie would probably be Smooth Operator.
Yeah. I love him. He really had a nice voice, you guys.
Yes.
When he started, like Seth, do you remember we were in the ring and he started singing and we all looked at him like, wow, you can really sing.
Yeah.
So that wasn't fake. It was pretty cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for your question.
Next, we've got Danielle with Tristan and Chris from Della's Jubilation.
Hi.
Hi.
We really enjoyed the movie. We're big wrestling fans, big Kofi fans.
Awesome.
I have my own luchador match.
Whoa! Nice.
My question for Seth is, what advice can you give for being bullied?
What advice can I give for being bullied?
So for Seth, he asked what
for being bullied? What advice can I give for being bullied?
Yeah, the video's moving kind of slow.
Yeah.
Hold on, let's see if we can get that question.
Yeah, what advice would you give to other children who are being bullied?
Yes.
For being bullied. Okay, yeah. Just avoid them. I'm not a fan for bullies. Bullies are not good at all. Always stick to your close friends, your family. If there's any incident that you need, go and talk to a family member. Just avoid that, because people that do that, they want to bring hate on other people that they can belittle them and stuff, and it's not okay at all. So just stick with your close friends. Just stick with the people that you love. Stick with everything. Just know that there's always a person out there that loves you and that respects you and that you can talk to and stuff.
I used to tell my daughter all the time when she started school, I said, Elijah, whenever you feel uncomfortable, if anyone ever makes you feel uncomfortable, you always tell an adult. Tell somebody, or if anybody makes you feel uncomfortable, just express it to somebody else so that you don't have to carry that burden by yourself. Because there are a lot of people out there that will help you. There are a lot of people out there that will give you good advice. So we must always make sure that we talk to our parents. We must make sure that we talk to our grandparents, and we let them know whenever we feel uncomfortable, okay? Because that's how we can stop bullying. Your parents and your people that love you and your family members, you don't have to be yourself. You don't have to feel alone. You don't have to feel like you can't, do it by yourself. You have a big team, and your team is your family and your friends and all the people that love you, like Seth said.
Did you guys have any other questions for them?
Miss Arnold, when I didn't know that you were a Queens girl. We're in Queens too. Yes. So you went to LaGuardia, and I know that that's a very hard school to attend. Did you have someone in your corner who was like your biggest support system when you were going through the arts program?
Yes, I used to drive my mother crazy. So my mother said, we got to do something with you. You got to exert this energy somehow. And I had my uncle, God rest his soul. He told my mom, he said, get the newspaper called The Backstage Newspaper. And we looked up some auditions and stuff. So by the time I got into high school, I was already prepped to be able to audition for that school because I started singing before I started acting. So I was in school for singing and not acting. So I learned how to sing classical music. I learned, I used to sing gospel music. So I learned a lot about music, but it also, being in a school of the arts, it taught me that I didn't have to be by myself. I had a lot of other kids my age that loved show business and loved performing just as much as I do.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, next we have Robin and Ashton from Mom the Magnificent.
Hi, thank you for taking out of your busy schedule to say hi to us.
Hello.
Hello.
We watched the movie this morning. I actually have 2 daughters too, and they loved it too. They were laughing just as much as he was. So I really like that it's something the whole family can enjoy. Go ahead and ask your question.
My question is for Seth. Who's your favorite WWE superstar?
My favorite WWE superstar. I'm gonna say The Rock.
Yeah.
He's one of our favorites too.
Ashton, do you have anything else?
I have one more question.
Perfect.
I mean, it's not a question. I just want to say, actually, that my favorite part was when Kid Chaos fought Samson.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that too. That last scene was just so much fun.
And it's so crazy, guys. Samson, you know, he comes off so mean in the movie, but when I tell you, he was just a gentle giant. I mean, he was so a nice person.
Big teddy bear.
Yes, all of the wrestlers were very, very nice.
That's so cool to hear.
Okay, next we've got Clarissa and Andrew from Queen Bee Latina.
Hello, I'm Andrew, and this one's for Seth. If you had a superpower, what would it be?
My superpower would probably be teleportation.
Oh, that one's a good one. If I have one, maybe, super speed, I guess.
Super
speed.
Okay, this is for the grandma. Why do you think it's important to have inner strength as well as physical strength?
Because the inner strength is what keeps you. The inner strength is what keeps you grounded. Let's just say you don't feel well and you can't physically get out of the bed that morning, but your inner strength is still there. So I always equate your inner strength with confidence, with love, with empathy, with understanding.
I like this one.
These are all attributes that you need to have in order to have inner strength, so that when you physically feel weak, you can still feel strength from somewhere. You could pull from somewhere, and that's your inner strength. That I always say the strongest muscle in your body is your brain. And when you're able to use your brain, that to me is a sign of strength, because you're able to use your brain, you're able to think, you're able to, like how you go to school, you're able to learn and answer questions. And so to have inner strength, it's a bunch of things that you possess in order to build inner strength. And it's very important to have inner strength. And it's very important to know that you can do and be anything you want to be, but if you set your mind to it.
That was a great answer. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Next, we have Christina with Kennedy and Carter from the Patricios.
Okay, can you say hi?
Hi.
Hi.
Carter. This is Kenny. And our question is, what was your favorite scene in the movie? Yeah.
Go ahead, Seth. You answer that one.
My favorite scene in the movie would probably be fighting Samson in that cage. It was huge. Like everybody was just screaming, yeah, it was so crazy. Like being on the harness and like climbing the cage, like to go get my mask, and then looking down to see how far it was. It's like, whoa. I was like, luckily I'm attached to this harness. I was like, I don't want to fall.
It really locked them in a cage. It was scary. Like I think all of my, I don't have a favorite scene. Like the movie is just so enjoyable because watching everybody else at work and watching it take place and watching the wrestlers, you know, do the scenes over and over again. It was really, really fantastic to watch. It was really impressive.
Yeah. Okay. Can we ask one more?
Absolutely. Go for it.
Ask this one.
What made you take on the role for this movie?
What made me take on this role was that I'm two characters and that I get to see different sides of the story. When I always say like I'm two different characters, like I get to walk in somebody else's shoes. I get to be the character. I get to feel what he feels. I get to feel how his environment is around him. And that's what it is when you're acting. You're taking in a person's character and you're making it yourself. So just being him was just like Leo, the shy kid that didn't want to be around anybody, that was just stick to himself, just stuck to his friends and stuff. And then when you turn around, there's this Kid Chaos when he puts on the mask and he's this confident kid that he's strong, he's fast, he's everything that he wished to be, you know? So it was just a great all around like two characters that was amazing to play.
Do any of you want to be wrestlers out there? Any of you guys want to be wrestlers? Anybody want to do it?
Yeah, I don't want to get
Next, we've got Lynette and Caleb from Fantastic Life.
Hi. My shy one here. We love the movie. Thank you so much for putting this project out there. So you want to ask?
Why should families watch this movie?
Because it tells kids that you don't be down. You always have someone to run to, and like there's bullying and stuff, and that you don't need to put a mask on to be confident. Like you already are confident. You have that inside yourself. So don't hide yourself from other people. Be you. Don't put on a mask to show other people. Always bring out the best in you. Don't let other people put you down and stuff.
That was a great response. What about you? I don't know how you can top that, but
can't top it. You know, Seth, out of the mouths of babes. You know, Seth said it right, and I think for all of us, that mask represents just not hiding and being someone else. That represents. You know, it's almost like you got to ask each individual, what does the mask represent for you? You know, what's your mask? You know, sometimes I get tired, so I put on a mask. You know, sometimes I don't want to, you know, go outside and interact with people because I'm just tired. I want to stay home. That's sometimes I wear my mask when I have to. So that mask represents different things for different people. But like Seth said, it's important that you don't have to hide behind a mask. It's not an item or piece of material that makes you strong. It's who you are and what's inside of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys, we have just a couple more minutes, so I'm going to loop back around to the beginning and see if Tegan and T have any additional questions, and then if you guys have anything to ask, we can ask one more before we jump off.
Yes, we do have one more question. So our next question is for Tichina. So your character Denise talks about being an influencer. And do you like being on social media like Denise? And how can people use social media for good and positivity, especially during this pandemic?
Oh, wow. Great question. Well, I do like social media. There are things about social media and the way it's used by some people that I don't like, because now we have a new form of bullying. So there are a lot of people on social media that bully as well. They bully through words, you know? Just because somebody is a bully doesn't mean that they have to physically be there next to you. They can bully you through a tweet, or bully you through words. So I think it's important that we use social media to share information. We should use social media to show ourselves and the good things that we're doing and the positive things that we're doing. But also, you know, I'm not a techie kind of person. So my daughter teaches me a lot about social media because I still don't have the concept of the TikTok. I can't get the TikTok. I'm trying to do I don't know how to do it. Just too much. I just learned Snapchat, so I'm not that good. But I think social media, especially these days, is very important because it's a way, as what we're doing right now. We're all in different places in the United States right now, but we're all able to talk to each other right now at this very moment. And I think that's important. So I'm hoping that people utilize technology for the good and not bad.
Well, thank you guys. We have time for one more question. Did anybody have a pressing question they didn't get in? Okay, Kaden and Susie.
Will we be seeing more chaos with this partnership between WWE and Netflix? Will we be seeing more films?
We're hoping. We hope not. As long as you see it, that means we're working. So we hope. I think this has been a wonderful marriage with WWE and Netflix. I think Netflix is going down the right road. This is a time where we need to, watch movies like this that all of us can watch and enjoy. And Seth and I just really appreciate all of you for helping us support this movie, getting this movie out, because it takes people like you to help us get across a good message. This has a great message, and we're appreciative of your support.
Great. Anyone else? Last question?
I want to ask a question, if that's possible.
Of course, go for it.
Okay, because my husband's a big wrestling fan too, so he wanted to know if you guys, where you guys trained and what wrestlers did you guys train with?
That's a Seth question. I'm talking.
Basically, so when I first got there, when we started training and stuff, they put me on like this harness and stuff with a bunch of wires. So I had to get used to the wires and the harness being really tight. And definitely some of the wrestlers on set telling me okay, you don't want to don't do this, don't do that. You're gonna hurt yourself if you do this. So they were definitely giving me a lot of advice, which helped me understand how to be the best me, to show and give the best movie to you guys. So I'm grateful. I'm really appreciative for all the people that were on set, like Tichina said, behind the scenes and in the scene, for everybody, because everybody did a phenomenal job.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, that's it. Thank you all so much. Seth and Tichina, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And make sure to tell everyone that they can check out the main event this Friday.
You got it. Thank you.
Friday on Netflix.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks again.
I gotta just, okay. Leave meeting. Okay, leave.